Charged 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, it's time for round 16 here at the Sochi Autodrome in Russia for the Russian Grand Prix. Guys, heading into this weekend, we are now getting to the very, very delicate part of the season where it is every man for himself. It is the final 6 races of the season. So anybody who's everybody is going to be fighting freaking guns blazing all the way through the field, from Mercedes all the way down to Toro Rosso, especially that midfield fight with Renault all the way down to McLaren. But guys, looking at the performance chart, Mercedes, AMG, Petronas Racing are still leading the way, from Scuderia Ferrari at second, Aston Martin, Red Bull Racing, Honda is in third, Haas fourth, and you guys saw the midfield there. I'm a little bit too slow today on the performance chart, but you guys saw you guys saw where everybody lied. So yeah, I had a little bit of a moment here in practice, as you guys see. I always give you guys a little bit of a practice blunders. But yeah, guys, that's all I've got to say about practice today. And I'm heading into this weekend. I love the Sochi Autodrome. It's a very fun track to drive, a very exhilarating track, and I'm heading into T1 where the race is going to be quite interesting. But guys, let's head to qualifying before we get near the race.
Welcome F1 fans, where qualifying will be starting in the next few minutes as the teams prepare to get out on track at the Sochi Autodrome here in Russia. The competition is certainly heating up as we head into today's qualifying. Some impressive times showing up during the previous practice sessions. Anthony Davidson, do you think we can expect a similar level of skill to be showcased during today's qualifier?
Well, I certainly hope so. The competition here is extremely tight, and I think we might see some very close times today. Remember, practice isn't just about fastest lap times though. It's about optimization, it's about ratifying your decisions. No one's going to be sweating small mistakes here and there, but in qualifying that all changes. You need to nail that perfect lap or face the consequences, and believe me, that's a lot of pressure.
You should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres.
Thank you, Jeff. Guys, we are in qualifying. Everything is quite heated. I'm only going for the one run in Q1.
Okay, let's go.
We don't want to waste any tyres. I just quickly let Jeff talk there. You guys, I always talk over him, but I've seen you guys in the comments in previous videos say I need to let Jeff talk more. Even though he's a little bit of an irritating guy now and then, I'll try that. But guys, heading into this weekend, not much really to say. The car had splendid pace, and I really felt comfortable in the Haas, unlike I felt in my Toro Rosso on F1 2018. So I really had high hopes for this weekend. You guys at TQ1, I am best of the rest behind Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes. I'm 7th. My teammate Roman Grosjean seemed to be struggling this entire weekend. He wasn't in the top 10 in either one of the 2 practice sessions that I did. I simulated practice 3, but he wasn't near the top 10 in either practice 1 or 2. And I know in practice 2 he also went out for his quali pace program just like I did, because despite our 2 cars, there were 3 other cars that also did it in practice 2, which to me was a surprise because usually they do it, there's a lot more cars that do it in practice 2. But even with them being one of 5 cars, being on the soft tyres, he did not do good. I think he ended up like P13, where I ended up like I think P4. So my weekend was going splendid, and Grosjean's weekend was going atrocious. But that's not my fault. I'm racing my weekend. I hope Grosjean gets something going for himself in the race, because really we need the points if we want to catch Red Bull before the end of the season. That's still the goal, even though it's a very, very high and hard goal. We're gonna have to do it, guys. We're gonna have to try. We're gonna at least have to try. But you guys saw the Q2. We had 8th position on the worn set of soft tires. You guys know the wear here around the Sochi Autodrome was not as harsh as other circuits. So I was really looking forward to this weekend with there not being too hard of a strategy. It was basically softs to mediums. You had to make your softs last quite a fair bit at the start of the race to go to the mediums and just try and bolt into the rest of the pack. But guys, I knew beating Red Bull this weekend was going to be easier than in the past. You guys saw the previous round in Singapore. I actually didn't think I was going to beat the Red Bulls, and I still did. And my pace throughout this weekend was matching those of the Red Bulls. That's Gasly and Verstappen. So I really knew that I could end up ahead of them this weekend. Just quickly looking at the end of Q2, you guys see Lucas Webber actually got P3 in the Racing Point GGs, and you guys can see myself, I'm ahead of both of the Red Bulls. My teammate Grosjean has fallen out and he will start P14. Oy vey. I just talked about we need the points, and then he goes and qualifies P14 behind both Red Bulls. But in any case, guys, my goal for this session was P5. I really felt like the car had the pace to do it. The Red Bulls, we were really closely matched. I don't know how to describe it. It was as if we were almost driving for Toro Rosso and we just built up the car to be like the Red Bull car. We were extremely close to Red Bull, so it could have been any one of us three, meaning myself, Gasly and Verstappen, who could take P5. So I was really looking forward to this at this stage.
Fastest lap is a 1:32.7.
Thank you, Jeff. So we are 10th, but that was that lap was done on a scrubbed set of soft tires. Guys, it's time for the final lap here around the Sochi Autodrome. So let's see what we can do. Jumping straight onto the main straight, well, the first king straight. Heading into T2, guys, down to third gear. Clip both curves on the insides. Well, inside, outside, inside, basically. Then this beautiful hairpin. One of the longest hairpins on the calendar. I think it is the longest hairpin on the calendar. But that is an excellent corner. I missed the apex slightly going through, where was that? T3, 4, 5, heading through T5. Now heading into T6. Guys, this track is really, you have to ride the curves a lot. That's how you get the time. You have to abuse the track limits a bit. So otherwise you're going to have a very bad time. I think that's what I didn't do good enough in F1 2018. I didn't abuse the track limits like I'm doing on this year's game. As you guys see, I touch the curves on almost every corner, inside, outside, and I'm trying to get onto the throttle as quickly as possible. Heading into the second DRS detection spots on the track, guys. This is not a straight by any means. It's one massive S. Well, like, I don't know. It's like it looks like a little snake bendy part, but like a very long snake, like a constrictor. But in any case, guys, heading into the final sector, the very tight and twisty sector. This sector reminds me a lot of Singapore, where we just came from. But having the drive through this final part to get the speed onto the car, into the final two 90-degree right-handers, and I think we've got something up our sleeve here, guys. Let's see, and it's going to be, we are going to be what position, guys? Guess it now!
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Hamilton, Bottas and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Oh yes, absolutely, Jeff. We are in front of both Red Bulls. I told you guys this car had the pace, and now it's time for the Russian Grand Prix. Let's go, baby!
Welcome one and all to the Russian Grand Prix. We're just a stone's throw from the Georgian border here at Sochi as we get ready to begin the race that served up an absolute cracker back in 2015. A last lap collision between Kimi Raikkonen and Valtteri Bottas sparked controversy in that race, so let's hope the racing is just as tight today. It's time to go racing then in the Sochi Autodrome, where the long run down to the heavy braking zone at turn 2 is one of 2 DRS zones around this 3.6 mile circuit. The other, of course, down into turn 13. 18 corners make up a lap here today, with an average speed somewhere in the region of 130 miles an hour. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's talk about O'Connor. That was a great podium in the last race, so can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, O'Connor and Verstappen, Weber, Russell, Ricciardo and Sergio Perez, Magnussen, Raikkonen, Roman Grosjean and Butler, Giovinazzi, Kubica, Alexander Albon and Daniel Kvyat. Gasly and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Thank you, Jeff. Guys, it's a very long run to turn 1, so we really have to try to get a good start. That's basically the hardest thing on F1 2019 with the AI having those OP starts. But guys, easy one stop, softs to mediums. I'm going to have to stretch the soft stint a bit, but it's not the hardest thing in the world to do with the car and its current upgrades. So guys, please jam with me on the formation lap.
Right, let's get
Russian Grand Prix as we head to 5 red lights. Mercedes front row lockout, and it's go, go, go for the Russian Grand Prix. The two Ferraris locked out row 2. We are in row 3 with Max Verstappen. Guys, I get a terrible start over the line. Exactly what we did not need. Let's try and see if we can get something going with this very powerful Ferrari motor in the back of our Haas car. Guys, the two Ferraris. Charles Leclerc going around the outside of the championship, well, the championship fighter, Valtteri Bottas. And he is matching it with Lewis Hamilton heading through the hairpin of T4. And Charles is on the inside, Lewis is on the outside. Lewis will have the inside for the next corner. Mercedes v Ferrari. Charles Leclerc has really pulled on Lewis Hamilton, and he takes the lead. He takes the lead. It is Ferrari 1. Well, Ferrari 1-4, Mercedes 2-3, and now even Bottas and Hamilton are fighting for P2. This is very good news for Vettel at P3. He just needs to stay with these two Mercedes, but I think it would be perfect for Vettel to finish ahead of Bottas today. As you guys know, it's Bottas and Vettel fighting for the championship, but I go around the outside of Sebastian Vettel thanks to him being held up by the two Mercedes. Guys, excuse my voice, I am still a bit sick. So at certain stages of the video, my voice is going to sound very, very funny. So just laugh about it. Please don't hate me about it. But in any case, you guys saw I got a terrible start of the line. I made contact with the Williams of George Russell. By the way, GG's to Williams for getting that car into the midfield fight. That is a proper midfield car now, and I'm very happy to see the Williams car in this fight. I'm a really big Williams fan, guys, so I don't like it when that car is so slow. But GG's to Williams, they've done a magnificent job getting that car into the midfield. Guys, now heading back to the commentary for our lap. As you guys see now from my POV, Vettel just got held up immensely by the two Mercs fighting after Charles Leclerc overtook Lewis Hamilton. And now that is when I started sniffing around the gearbox of Sebastian Vettel. You guys see he goes defensive. That compromises his life through this corner, but he also has to watch out for the two Mercedes in front of him fighting hammer and tong. So this really was just an excellent move from my side. I think I really didn't expect Vettel to leave the door as open as he did, but hey man, I just had to go for the move. But guys, that Ferrari is still one of the championship cars. It is besides the Mercedes, it's the car to beat. And you guys can see with the AI being so good with their ERS and their fuel management come the beginning of the race, especially the first 2 laps, Vettel just re-overtook me as if it was nothing. But now I've made a little bit of a gap for him to catch back up to the Mercedes. Not big, but still it's something that he would have liked to avoid. Guys, our race is just to stay in P5 where we started. I know my car's not just yet where these 4 front-running cars are, meaning Mercedes and Ferrari, but I know I can beat Max Verstappen today. I do not know where Pierre Gasly is. I know he started further down thanks to a penalty, but I have to stay in front of Verstappen, and I have to hope that Grosjean can finish ahead of Gasly, because we need the constructors' points so much. I just hope Grosjean gets into the points. What I do know is Grosjean is on the alternative strategy. He started on the mediums and is going to end on the softs. So hopefully that is a blessing in disguise that Grosjean qualified in P14. But guys, you guys can see heading on, I think this is lap 3 or 4. DRS is activated, so it's got to be earliest lap 3. I think it's lap 4. Verstappen is pressurizing me. My car didn't have the best pace on the softs, but it wasn't like earlier in the season when we were at China and stuff like that, where my first stint was just absolute what's the word I'm looking for? Because I don't want to say something really rude, but it was complete poo. I'm just gonna keep it there and say it was complete garbage. Yeah. And now with the current upgrades fitted to the chassis side, I really had confidence in my car that I could take it really far with the tires, guys. So all I needed to do was just keep my tire temps under control and keep Verstappen behind me. But you guys might think that was hard. It wasn't the hardest thing to do because our engine is so much stronger than the Honda motor in the back of this Red Bull. You guys see, I just select overtake mode on the main straight, and well, can you call it a main straight? The main kink. But and I could stay ahead of Verstappen. I really hope that the cars behind Verstappen would start pressurizing him, giving me the ability to start making a gap over Verstappen. Because if I could get out of the DRS, I knew my car had the pace to start getting a gap on Verstappen. But with this track having those 2 very long DRS zones, it was quite hard to do that. But guys, as you see, the 2 Mercedes are battling away for P2 along with Sebastian Vettel. And while they are doing this, Charles Leclerc is saying, just like the Donald Trump joke, and we say bye-bye. And Charles Leclerc is starting to bolt away from these 3 cars. And guys, remember, once again, I'm reminding you, Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc are in the Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc. Sebastian Vettel and Valtteri Bottas are in the championship fight. So they want to try and get ahead of Lewis and try and get away from them. But Lewis is just saying, no. After Italy, Lewis won the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Lewis won that race, remember, in the wet. So Lewis's confidence is back, and Lewis is not going to take any prisoners. I think Lewis and Charles are just way too far behind to catch Sebastian and Valtteri at this stage of the season. I don't think Lewis and Charles are going to be able to challenge Valtteri and Sebastian, but they can still be a major thorn in one another's side. And I think Lewis does not care. If 2016, the real life season with Nico Rosberg was any indication, Lewis is not going to care about his teammate. He's going to drive his own championship, and I think he's going to be a thorn not just in the side of Sebastian, but a thorn in the side of Valtteri. And now that I think about it, guys, actually P3 in the championship is going to be fought over by Charles and Lewis. So it's Vettel v Bottas, Hamilton v Leclerc. So this is going to be a very interesting fight come the end of the season. I'm pretty sure about that. As you guys see now, it's back with the fight between me and Max Verstappen. And no, guys, before before you hit your panic button. I did not give up on that position. I just let Charles through. I just let Max through because I knew come this straight I was going to have DRS on Verstappen, and there was going to be nothing he was going to be able to do about it because my car is just superior in a straight line. Guys, look how easy this is being. I'm pulling out just after the kink, and before we get to the corner I can go back to the racing line. That was quite violently back to the racing line. I'm sorry about that, Max Verstappen. I nearly cut off his front wing and gave myself a puncture, but still I got the position back. And guys, let's head to lap 10. We have taken these tires only one lap, not as much as the strategy wanted. It wanted us to go to lap 11. But guys, I know the undercut on F1 2019 in general is already strong. But here at Sochi, it is immensely strong because fresh rubber here, yeah, it makes a massive difference. So we are going to go on to the fresh set of medium tires, and we're going to make sure we stay ahead of Max Verstappen. I knew if I went to pit a lap later or on the same lap as Max Verstappen, with Red Bull being such a violent and extremely precise pit crew, the chances of Verstappen jumping me in the pit lane was large, as well as if I stayed out a lap later, he was going to undercut me for a fact. So I was taking the strategy into my own hands, told my team, now lap 10 we're pitting, we need to get off of these soft tires, we need to get onto the mediums and undercut the guys that, well, everybody we're fighting. It's not just Max, guys, there's a Racing Point in there, there's the Williams of George Russell, there's a few cars in there that can actually be a thorn on my side. But now jumping back to the leaders, guys, it is Bottas into the pit lane, along with his championship rival Sebastian Vettel. I think it's a case of Ferrari and Mercedes telling each other what the one team does, we do as well. I just think Vettel and Valtteri is the team are just like, if the one guy does it, let the other guy do it. And it's the same with Charles and with Lewis. What the one guy does, the other guy's going to do to try and cover each other off and let them just race. And as you guys see, just the very next lap, Charles is diving into the pit lane with Lewis behind him. But as you guys see, Lewis is still a fair bit behind Charles. I think Lewis has broken away from Valtteri and Vettel at this stage. So he's trying to chase down Leclerc, and with the Mercedes still being a better car than the Ferrari, if anybody can do it, Lewis Hamilton can do it with the immensely strong AI he is, and also the Mercedes being a stronger car. Guys, I just hope Charles can pull this off, because I'm so tired of seeing a freaking silver arrow behind that number one board at the end of the race and seeing Hamilton or Bottas at the top step of the podium. This season Ferrari has had Mercedes' number most of the time, but still, when you look at real life, I'm just so tired of Mercedes. Any place I see Mercedes on top, I want to cry. But guys, as you guys see, all the other cars also came into pit, the cars I was racing, and as you guys see, I have made the undercut work in a beautiful manner. And now we are back ahead of Max Verstappen, and actually we've got a little bit of a gap, so we can just manage our tires and breathe a bit. I know Max is going to catch me eventually because he has got, I think, 2 laps fresher tires, to be quite honest. So he's definitely going to catch me on later in the race, but as long as I just manage my tires well enough, we're going to be around about the same amount of grip come the end of the race. So I just have to do what I did at the beginning of the race and just make sure I keep my nose ahead of that Red Bull. But guys, as you guys see here, my teammate is one of the cars that stayed out on the medium tires. He is one of, I think, 3 or 4 cars that went for the alternative strategy, and I need to swallow my words because Lewis Hamilton did not get rid of Vettel and Valtteri. I think he did get away from them before the pit stop phases, and because he went to pit a lap later, they got the undercut on him, just like I got the undercut on Max. So it's a very interesting Grand Prix going to the end of this, and it's Vettel v Mercedes, because if these 3 guys keep fighting, Charles Leclerc is going to extend his gap. And guys, I think it's safe to say now that Charles Leclerc is going to win this race, because Vettel is still fighting with Hamilton, and Hamilton just can't get away. Guys, Vettel is in the slipstream, DR is open, heading into T2. Vettel is around the outside to have the inside for the second corner and for the hairpin. Vettel gets his Ferrari up into, well, to net P2, and now Valtteri is going side by side with his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Guys, I think Lewis is screaming inside that cockpit. Did I just say that correctly? I didn't hear cockpit when I said it the first time. Guys, if I made a blunder, I am sorry. But in any case, I think Lewis is screaming inside that cockpit because he just wants to get away, and his teammate and one of his rivals is not letting it happen. So that is just, man, Lewis just defended there very, very well. He went from P2 to P4, back to P2. And as you guys see now, Lewis is starting to get away as Valtteri and Vettel are starting to fight. I think this is all what Lewis wanted. And he's also got DRS on my teammate who has still not come into the pit lane. So Lewis Hamilton is A4 away, and he is going to chase down my teammate and then start to try and chase down Charles Leclerc. But I unfortunately think it's too little, too late. Even being on the same lifespan of mediums, Lewis's tires has got to be worn more with the fighting that has been going on with Valtteri and Sebastian. Guys, heading onto the straight again, you guys can see Lewis is right behind my teammate. I think my teammate should just let Lewis go. Oh! That was very, very close to say the least. Wow, Lewis nearly ran into the back of Roman. Oh boy, but that was Lewis's fault out and out. Lewis just decided to swap, well, what can I say, to swap positions too late. He waited for the move too late and he cost himself that. And as you guys see, Valtteri and Sebastian are going side by side, heading into T5. Valtteri's on the inside, Vettel is on the outside. It's still a squeeze. Vettel gets the drive out of T5, heading into T6. Vettel is still on the outside. They are still side by side, heading into Sector 2. And now Valtteri still has the inside. They're going into this little kick, one of my favorite corners on the track. This little kick, Valtteri gets the squeeze on Vettel and gets his car back onto the podium. And as you guys see, my teammate is still actually keeping Lewis Hamilton behind him. I don't think Roman is doing this on purpose. I just think Lewis just doesn't have the space to get through. But now, there's nothing that Roman can do now. Here goes Lewis Hamilton, DRS open. He's going to fly past the second Haas car, not my Haas. I would have defended much harder. You guys know me by now. But in any case, guys, heading on to the end of I think it's a few laps later, my teammate has come into the pit lane. And he is now on soft tyres. Let's hope he can get into the points. That would be amazing. Vettel is still battling away with Bottas, and as you guys see, Vettel takes down P3. So guys, I think these two are going to fight till the end of the Grand Prix. I mean, seriously, what else can they do? Now you guys can see my teammate is starting to get a move on. He is going for a move on Kimi Raikkonen, who actually went for a move. I think that's George Russell, or is it Robert Kubica? I can't see the number on the Williams just yet. But my teammate is really starting to get into his drive. And I think now it's the time for Roman to shine. This is no longer beginning of the career car. This car is so much better. And I think it's now or never. Guys, and as you guys saw, I don't know if you guys saw, but Roman is actually quite close to this group of myself, Verstappen, and Lucas Weber. If he can really just get past that Williams quick enough, he can catch up to this group, and there's a potential for him to finish ahead of Verstappen. If I just keep Verstappen at bay and keep holding him and Weber up, guys, I think I need to play the team game. I need to try and hold Verstappen and Weber up as much as possible while we are racing side by side, and that is George Russell that my teammate is racing. But guys, I need to play the team game. We need the points over Red Bull. We've still got a long way to go to catch them, and there are only 6 races left, this race included, so I have to play the team game. Guys, let's open up DRS to get back ahead of Max to avoid him getting away from us. It is still, the Red Bull is still a slightly better car, guys, I'm not going to lie, but only in race pace. I think quali pace, we need to aim to finish ahead of the Red Bulls every race now, because it's just that's what needs to happen, guys. Now we are back onto lap 23 of lap 27, guys. Well, not back, but we are on lap 23 of lap 27. And as you guys see there in the background, my teammate has passed all the cars, and he is now strongly on his way to these three, myself, Verstappen, and Weber. And guys, this is just going to be an excellent fight to the flag. As you guys see, I'm just trying to keep Verstappen behind me as much as possible. And this is quite a little bit of a stressful scenario, because remember, my teammate's on fresher, softer tires, so he can even challenge me for P5. So I really need to race smart. But guys, Verstappen is going for a move on the second DRS detection zone, and now Verstappen is on the inside for the kick, but on the outside for the first part of the chicane. I will have the outside for the second part of the chicane, heading into another chicane. Guys, once again, Verstappen gets me into the section, but I'm not panicked. I know, just keep my nose right under the gearbox of that Red Bull so we can have DRS as we head onto the main straight. And as you guys see here, Lucas Weber is right behind us. He is just waiting for one of us or both of us to make a mistake to pounce on us. You guys know you can never sleep on Lucas Weber, my ex-Formula 2 teammate. Well, guys, looking now onto lap 24 of 27, open up DRS for Lucas Weber, and now he is just behind us, but I think he's not going to have the speed that I have. I just pulled to the outside of Max. keep my car on the racing line. There is nothing that Max can do about it. And now Lucas Weber is still... Oh, I go a little bit deep into the first corner. It's side by side for me and Max once again. And I think Lucas Weber's got the best seat in the house. He has got VIP tickets to see one of the best fights on the grid at this stage. I think the only fight better than mine and Verstappen's is actually Vettel and Bottas. Oh, that was very close to contact between myself and Max. And now Lucas, just what he waited for, a little bit of a scrap that went too far, and he has gotten that Racing Point car ahead of the Red Bull. And now I think Max is not even a little mad, he's a lot of mad. Guys, I think this is lap 26, we've got 2 laps to go. Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel are still battling away. Hamilton has pulled away from them quite a substantial amount, but he will not be able to catch Charles Leclerc, I'm certain of that. Valtteri goes up the inside of Sebastian Vettel. They are going to be side by side heading to the hairpin, or not. Vettel is going to get the move back. Guys, as you guys see, heading on to lap 26 for this group as well. My teammate has got up to the back of Max Verstappen. I need to talk slower, sorry about that. Guys, it's my teammate. He's got a very sharp motor in the back of their car. Come on, Roman, you need to go for the move on Max. Come on, Roman, come on, come on. Very large amounts of points are available for us because Gasly is absolutely nowhere in this race. Let's go, Grosjean! Woo! Yeah, man. Guys, heading on to the final lap. I'm so sorry for the cough, guys, but I'm still getting you guys the footage. Guys, it is Valtteri Bottas going against Sebastian Vettel. It's the final lap. Ferrari v Mercedes. It is for the championship points, guys. It is a very critical stage of the season. This is going to tell you guys a lot about how the season is going to go till the end. It's a fight till the very end. And guys, as you guys saw there, I have started to get away from this group now that they are battling so much. But my teammate, is he going to be able to make a move on Lucas Weber? It'll be Haas, P5 and P6 ahead of both Red Bulls. That'll be the best result for Rich Energy Haas Racing as a team this entire season. But basically Roman has only got one spot left to do it, and it is where Vettel and Valtteri are heading to at this stage, the last DRS detection zone. Guys, is there anything that Sebastian and Roman can do to just end this race off on a massive note? Guys, Vettel is right behind Valtteri. The DRS is open. The Ferrari power comes into play, and Vettel goes around Valtteri as he heads to the inside of the king. Vettel has got the move down on Valtteri. Brilliant move from Sebastian Vettel, and it's going to be a double Ferrari podium, but Charles Leclerc was untouchable from the second lap. Charles Leclerc is going to come home to win the Russian Grand Prix here at the Sochi Autodrome. GG star Charles Leclerc. Hamilton could do nothing about him. Lewis Hamilton takes P2 for Mercedes, and third place will be Sebastian Vettel, who finishes ahead of his championship rival Valtteri Bottas. But guys, P5 it will be myself. But what about Roman Grosjean? Guys, he's ahead! He's ahead! Yes! 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 It's P5, P6 for Haas. Come on, Roman. Just hold on. No lockups. Hold on till the final corner. You guys see here we go. I come through the final chicane, heading into the final 290-degree right-handers. Guys, come on, Roman. Come on, Roman. Come on, Roman. It's the second to last corner. I see his dots. Yes, 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 yes! Haas P5 and P6. Woo!
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Sebastian Vettel will be very happy with that result as he extends his championship lead. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
It has to be said, Roman Grosjean certainly had my eye today. He made impressive gains during the race.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. We all underestimated you, didn't we? Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash? Well, that's everything.
Oh, guys, after this video, I'm gonna go get myself a glass of water. My throat is hurting so much now. But guys, what a Russian Grand Prix. That was absolutely fantastic. Guys, I enjoyed every second of that. The battle with Max almost throughout the entire race. But me just keeping my place in P5, that is all that this team needed. It was an excellent Grand Prix from our side. We are heading to the contract negotiations. And man, I just feel so good. These past, since Spa. Since after the summer break, everything has just gone our way, and the second half of the season is really a bright star for Rich Energy Haas Racing. Yeah, man.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up. All right, the terms have been agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork. You'll be on this new deal from the next race weekend.
Thank you very much, Emma. We have done very good for ourselves indeed, guys. But that has been this episode, guys. Please leave a like down below. Share this video with your friends, guys. Remember, you guys are the word of mouth, so please share. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying till the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to say it again. Leave a like, please, down below. It's only going to take 2 seconds. Hit the subscribe. Don't forget to ding the bell. And I'll see y'all for the next race when we head. I can't remember where, but we're going to head somewhere. Cheers!